And welcome into Morning Brew with Jaffe and Razor. The Boston Bruins win opening night in Washington, D.C. by the score of 3-1 over the Capitals. The Bruins 1-0 on this season. They play again on Thursday night, take on the Chicago Blackhawks. But for now, our focus is going to be on what the Boston Bruins did well, by no means perfectly, but well in Game 1, Razor. A game that I think showed that a very good, very structured, very purposeful training camp leads to good things. Does it guarantee more? Who the hell knows, partner? But you know what? They came out and played the right way. Not that we're going to look back to last year, but I kind of look up. Oh, that's right. They played Florida in Game 1 last year. Remember that crazy game that really wasn't that good for the Boston Bruins? This was quite this different story as they beat the Caps 3-1.
Completely different story, completely different kind of game from the Boston Bruins. One that I think the two of us expected them to have to play this year, but the way they were going to play coming out of training camp, and by all accounts, from all the players and the coaches and from both of our eye tests, it looked productive, and you used the word purposeful. They didn't waste any time in camp. They were completely organized. They were completely ready for Game 1. They were not even close to ready for Game 1 last season, with Swayman sitting on the bench and the chaos. And now we know Lindholm was hurt, and it wasn't even, and it really affected them in October. This does not mean they're going to go 82-0. This does not mean they're going to win 15 in a row to start the season. But what it does mean is that they have a base. They have something to keep building on, and they don't have to start from scratch in the middle or end of October like they did last year. So that's all positive. Far from perfect. Everyone said that tonight. We're going to say the same thing for the first 6, 7, 8 games, because there's so much to work on at this time of year and not enough time. And you have to do that through games. But just a great start for all the boxes that needed to be checked by this team to win hockey games. We saw it tonight.
There was a stretch of this game where they were outplayed, or at the very least outchanced, right?
The second period they got smoked, yeah.
Yeah, in the second period. I mean, what was it, 23-10 were the shots on goal through two
periods?
And
in the second it was 17-6. 8-4 in the first, which and the 8 were...
That was all right. There were some power plays.
Yeah, there wasn't much there for both teams in the first, and then the 17-6, you can't have too many of those.
Right. So what I was going to say is it wasn't like they still didn't get outplayed at times in this game. But for one game, for that period of this one game, partner, it wasn't like you felt like, oh crap, like they're toast, they're done. It was Washington's been better. Washington's getting more chances. Washington again, they had 11 shots on the power play alone. We'll get into that in just a couple of minutes. The PK for the Bruins. But overall, it wasn't like, at least I didn't feel like, oh, here we go. They're done. There's no chance. While I did want to see more chances generated by the Bruins, no question about it, overall, I still kind of felt like I'm seeing enough good protection, a good support. And therefore, I think it at least it gave me hope, or it gave me solace. And I'm like, it hasn't reached a bad point yet. And then the Bruins end up, scoring that first goal, and that really changed an awful lot of things. Big stories in this game. The three biggest: David Pastrnak, Jeremy Swayman, and special teams. Am I missing anything, Razor?
No. Well, you missed Elias Lindholm. We talked, he
top
was,
line. You could throw just the top line.
Yeah, just the top line. And then at the end of there's the structure, but certainly it's special teams, it's Jeremy, and it's
okay.
The top line.
All right, so maybe it's really a stupid question, but I am not against asking stupid questions because I think I know the answer. Which was almost more important, Elias Lindholm having a big game, or Jeremy Swayman coming through with a big game? Was one more important than the other to start the year?
Well, the goalie always is more important, but Lindholm's very, very close second to that. Again, that's the fun part for tonight. I actually wish there wasn't a game tomorrow, just the way this all lined up for them, because every single storyline that was talked about over the summer of guys needing to be better and things that needed to be better all came to fruition in night one. Jeremy Swayman, Elias Lindholm, special teams, and structure. Those to a man, that's what everybody talked about needed to be better. And they did personally and they did as a team. So it would probably be nice for those guys and anyone who was on those guys' side to be able to relish in this more than just 15 hours, because they're going to wake up tomorrow and they got to be ready for tomorrow night and they got to do it again. And that's what's going to be hard with this team, right? We've mentioned it. We've talked about it. It's hard to do this over and over and over again, but that's the requirement at this point. So on a tangent there. Anyways, Lindholm, Swayman's number one because Swayman is just going to be more valuable, but Lindholm's not far behind. And if he can just be there for David and get and pound in that power play goal when David makes an amazing play and pay that off for him a little bit more, that takes some pressure off David, and that's going to be important later in the season as well, I think.
I liked almost as much as his goal, his net front play on the David goal.
Yep.
Where he got his ass to the front and he was really in a great spot. At first, we weren't sure if it hit him or a defender in front. It actually ended up hitting off of Thompson and going in, the goaltender for the Caps. And then, of course, the big face-off win at the end when they're down a man, or not down a man, but they're short a man because it's 6-on-5 in favor of the Caps. And he wins a face-off and ends up leading to Pastrnak pass to Morgan Geekie. Numbers were.
You had it too, is 6 hits. You were
yeah.
on that right away with this physicality, and just being in the mix, just being there, just which
you also, because you talked about it while we're giving credit, like he's skating differently.
Yeah,
like he's skating with a better stride, more purpose, and when you skate better, and this is a no shit moment, you're skating like that, you're going to be involved in plays more. It's going to lead to more physical contact. But this did become a physical game. Nothing overly crazy, but each team had 34. I think the Bruins had 34, 35 hits. The Caps had 37. You got some big guys on the Caps. Point is that the Bruins had to be involved physically in this game, and I thought they were very much involved. It didn't, Tom Wilson is a one-man wrecking crew. I mean, he just is. I mean, holy smokes, did Mason Lowry get welcomed to the season by Tom Wilson a couple of times in this
and
one.
Easimon at the end.
And Easimon. Oh, yes. Yeah, Easimon. Sorry, Mikey.
Man.
But you're right. No, but it was a good physical presence. Lindholm, Elias, very good. Let's go over Swayman's numbers quickly in this one. He ended up facing 36 shots, Razor, made 35 saves. We both agreed the Chychrun chance late was a big save as he came over to his blocker side, to his shoulder, got it. There was a couple of others in the second period. Power play chances. Again, 11 power play shots for the Caps. A couple of minutes and a 5-on-3 were significant that they didn't score. Their best chance actually went wide of the net. Carlson's chance went wide from the inside the right face-off circle. But overall, Swayman's presence, his set, his rebound control, everything was very spot on in my eyes.
It was, and it was like that against the Rangers the other night. Just being efficient, being quiet, not reaching, not overly aggressive. He was just kind of getting to his spot, getting to his place, and letting it hit him. So just ultra positive. It's just a great way for him to start off the season. Put yourself in a perfect frame of mind out of the gates. Again, doesn't guarantee 6 perfect months of hockey. Just it's easier to get going. It's easier to start this way. Have your camp, build through the camp, feeling good about yourself, and then get validated in the first night is a really good feeling. And now you can work on things a couple days. And but it was really. There wasn't a lot of energy, which again I think is a good thing for Jeremy. He has a lot of energy as it is. When he gets overly energetic, it can get jumpy. This was anything but that.
Speaking of energy, David Pastrnak brings the energy for the Boston Bruins. There's no score after the first period. Shots, as Razor mentioned, 8-4 in favor of the Caps. A couple of iffy penalties called each way. But okay, it is what it is. It's also early in the season for the officials. By the way, folks, early in the season, they're going to call so much more than they do late in the season. You know that. Everybody, just remember that. But we get halfway through the second period, and David Pastrnak, 12:07, ends up putting in his first goal of the season as he makes a real nice play, probably 10, 15 seconds before he ends up scoring the goal, batting the puck down along the left wing side half wall. And eventually he's going to recycle the puck up top. You get Elias Lindholm, who goes to the front of the net, and Pastrnak moves the arms just a little bit, risks the puck with purpose, knowing that there's a screen set in front. There's a defenseman. There's also, as I said, there's also Elias Lindholm there. It ends up actually going by both of them. Hits the goaltender Thompson, who seems to be off, I don't say off balance, just off a little bit as he's dealing with the traffic in front there. And it goes by him. But it was really just a heady play. And I mean, you talked about it, how much you liked how Pastrnak helped set that play. Zadorov and Geeky with the assist. And that was important because that helped the Bruins really, kind of just, you felt like, okay, you know what? Like, it hasn't been perfect, but it hasn't been bad. And, they've earned this goal, and no more appropriate scorer than David Pastrnak.
It didn't feel like they were going to be able to come back tonight, which is why that was so important. It just didn't feel like if they got down, like it was going to be too hard to chase, just the way the game was going and the penalties and the effort that it took to get out of that. So huge goal. We've seen David so often use that high ice, that high space, and put pucks on net. He's got such a great knack for it, and you can see if you watch the highlight of it, you can see he sees the opportunity to do it. He has a very innate sense of when the right time to throw the puck down towards the net is. It's unteachable. It's just something that he has and does it really well. When he was playing with Zacha, how many times they connected when, right at the exact time that Zach was getting to the front of the net. So just a great job, a lot of skill for what would, if you just saw the shot and the goal go in, it was really ugly and not much to it, but so much nuance throughout that shift and just impressive.
1-0 at the end of the second period. 7-minute mark, 7:03 to be exact, into the third period. Tom Wilson, who had a monster game, as we said, for Washington Caps, he gets his first goal.
He's good.
He is. There's just so few players like him. It's scary how big and strong and how well he plays the game.
How he's grown his game is really impressive.
Yeah,
right?
And how he stopped doing the other stuff.
Yeah,
that years ago plagued him, that really put him into a bad spot. He's damn good now.
Yeah.
All right. Wilson scores a goal at 7:03. A shot that, the Bruins tried to cover. Did they over pursue a little? I don't listen. It's going to happen, and the shot ends up being a pretty darn good one from the mid slot area over the blocker or shoulder of Swayman, ties it up. But it's 7:41 on the power play. It was a marginal call on John Carlson too.
Sure
but
was.
Okay, Bruins take advantage of this. And it's going to be the Elias Lindholm goal as Pastrnak gets the stretch pass. Just makes a gorgeous play as he's going to get it, corral it, and then jumps up from the left wing side. Almost seems like I don't know if he almost hits a rut or something, almost goes down, keeps his balance, and then he zips the puck over to Elias Lindholm, who corrals it, low slot. And with Charlie McAvoy going to the net, right side, doesn't interfere with the goaltender, but Lindholm, instead of just shooting it, goes to the back end, and Logan Thompson can't pick it up nearly quick enough, and he puts it in the net on the back end.
Awesome play. Awesome stuff. Spotter, your boy Spotter, very excited. I'm sure he is the Jays won. He's a huge Blue Jay guy. Yes. I know he got out of that game and checked the score the first thing he did. He pays dividends. The big offseason pickup with drawing up that play for the game-winning goal, and so much has been made of the power play. You can see when you get organized there as well, how a small play, a thought, an adjustment just makes all the difference in these games, especially when you have and the confidence it gives the guys out on the ice. And the McAvoy net drive was a huge part of that play. I guarantee you that was part of the draw up of him going to the net, whether he would be an option initially if he was open, or if Farabee, in this case, takes him all the way to the net. That gives Lindholm space and also creates chaos in front of Thompson. McAvoy does a great job of all of those things. David makes the right play, as he always does.
How about the bank pass to start it?
And Zaka puts it right, only place that only David could get it. Wouldn't be an icing, wouldn't be picked off by the Capitals guy. It would just be David getting it. Huge game-winning goal, and huge for the power play to get rolling. Just like the PK went 0 for 5, like this is good. You need to do it. You need to get confidence early on.
I'm happy to name that our Apex Entertainment most entertaining moment of the game.
Absolutely.
Yeah? All right. Apex Entertainment in Marlboro, 100,000 square feet of fun. Brings you the most entertaining moment of the game. Elias Lindholm's first goal of the season. The power play goal, 7:41 in the third period, is our Apex most entertaining moment of the game. Bruins up 2-1 at that time. 19:02 mark in the third period. Razor. Geeky gets the goal. The empty netter. Pastrnak at the assist as Elias Lindholm does the same thing. Again, Lindholm wins the faceoff. He won, what I say, 16 of 19.
Yep.
I mean, it was impressive. And then Pastrnak swoops in to help get the puck, and then Geeky gets it from middle ice in and takes it down there. The Bruins win 3-1 on that play. I mean, 13 of 19, by the way, for Elias Lindholm. Still pretty damn good at 68%. So the Boston Bruins get their first win of the season in their first game. Not bad. I mean, and again, how they did it, encouraging. We're going to come back in a moment. We're going to tell you all about a couple of other things, some players, some numbers, etc. here on Morning Brew with Jaffe and Razor. But for now, let's quickly thank our sponsors who mean the world to us. We'll start with Sparks. Sparks Sharpener, the ultimate skate sharpening piece of equipment that you can find. Both Razor and I love our Sparks sharpeners. And right now, Razor, they are offering $100 off all bundles. And they also have the custom NHL sharpeners available. So if you want the Bruins logo, if you want another team, shame on you, but you can get it. Go ahead and check it out. Sparks has got some awesome stuff. I just ordered some new rings. I need it between my skates and obviously Jake's skates. Need some new rings, getting them in, going from a 3/4 to a 1-inch, maybe, depending on
a little more glide
ice.
For you, huh?
A little. Well, it's also because I'm a little too heavy. That's digging in a little too much.
The old guys swear by the 1-inch. They swear by they don't even need to do it. They never think about it ever again. Just go.
Never again. 1 inch is where I'm headed. No question. Sparkshockey.com. Preferred at-home sharpener of the NHL. Check out Sparks and the great products they have. Speaking of great products, the guys over at Fazenda Coffee Roasters, they're based in Dedham, but they're Boston area's boutique coffee roaster extraordinaire. They just do some amazing stuff. So many different blends and brews, and from the lightest to the darkest, everything you could want. There's nothing like a good cup of Fazenda coffee, morning, noon, or night. I love mine in the morning. I take the morning brew blend, make it a little strong sometimes, but I like it that way. And I grind the beans every couple of days, get it in there, get it out, and just love it. But there's other brews there too, other blends, whatever you want. So check out fazendacoffee.com. And if you want to go straight to the morning brew blend or some of the goods that we have, the clean canteen or the hat, go to fazendacoffee.com/morning brew. And lastly, Sunset Lake CBD Razor. This is fun. We talked the other day about having them back. This company based in Northern Vermont has just phenomenal, just natural products, right? I mean, whether it's, there's CBD and they've got that in liquid or, tincture form or in a pill, or if you need some help sleeping like I do every night. The Good Night gummies are the one that I've almost got it down now. It's one Good Night gummy and then another one of the sleep gummies, but that's got a little bit of more melatonin. That one, just a half of one of those. Yeah. And that seems to be working for me the most. But you know what they also have right now, and you mentioned it the other day, they're lifted teas, and it's a booze-free buzz. And that's in right now, buddy, and I know you enjoy them, and they come in two flavors. Do you have a favorite out of the two, the original iced or the mint green?
No, I like the original ice. The mint green, I'm not a mint tea guy. Okay. I don't like. My kids love not this obviously, but they love like the mint chocolates and the Though I don't like that combination. So I'm just the regular lemonade tea, but love it. Like perfect. Instead of having one of the alcoholic beverages, one of those,
Mhm.
and nice, calming, relaxing, hang out, go to sleep right after. Perfect for anybody out there.
In case you're wondering, lifted
California
teas.
sober. That's what
Yeah,
we call it, right?
exactly.
California sober.
Lifted teas are non-alcoholic functional beverages that can provide you a little lift at social functions or like hanging out at home, or if you're just like watching the Bruins with your friends, or maybe even our show. If hey, maybe we're better with people having a buzz on,
100% we are.
maybe a morning brew buzz. How about that?
100%.
There we go. A new thing. We
Dude.
love it. All right, listen, check out sunsetlakecbd.com. Use the code MBRU, MBrew20, and get yourself a little bit of money off and try them. Try the lifted teas or some of their other phenomenal products. All right. Back to the game at hand. I want to just go through a couple of players, get some thoughts as we run through some numbers, as we like to do here on Morning Brew with Jaffe and Razor. We already talked about multiple points for everybody on the top line: Lindholm, Geeky, Pastrnak. But I also I like the play. Victor Arvidsson had some chances in this game. I thought he was involved. Now the second line: Arvidsson, Zacha, Middlestat. Arvidsson and Middlestat 1206, Arvidsson 1150. They don't kill penalties, so they didn't get as much ice time. Pavel Zacha, he still got just about 17 minutes, so he's going to get, and he also plays on the power play more, the first unit. So that second unit's kind of interesting. I didn't mind them though in this one, and I just think that we talked in our pre on Nesson that Arvidsson, he needs to find a way to get back to scoring like he did a couple of years ago. That would be mega, not just good for him, but the team as well. But I thought they were all right, and I thought I really thought the bottom six were very good in this game for the Bruins.
They were the fourth line played together. It felt like the most, just because they were just put out in 5-on-5 situations. Five penalty kills is hard for that second line to get into the game, and that will be a message. I'm positive that's a message from Sturmy tomorrow, going into tomorrow. We can't take 5. Especially on a back-to-back. We taxed ourselves a lot.
And 2 or 3 of them weren't good penalties.
No, they weren't, and they were penalty. Like
Yeah.
there was 2 of them that were kind of shitty calls from the ref, but 3, maybe 4 were legit.
Yeah.
And you can't do that. This group can't do it, and it takes the second line out of play almost exclusively, because not only does Arvidsson, Middlestat not kill, but Zach is killing a lot. So then you have to roll out the fourth line after that, because you can't put them together, etc., because Zach was just out there for a minute killing a penalty. So I think that will be a point of emphasis, looking at the time on ice, that, hey, guys, we can't take 5 penalties because look at these guys didn't get on the ice, and we can't create offense if these guys aren't on the ice for more than 11 minutes.
It's a good stat line as far as time on ice goes, except for that second line, as I mentioned, the Middlestat and Arvidsson minutes. But otherwise, everybody else, between like 10:49, that was the lowest. That was Hustadinov. Isimont just under 11 minutes, but Corrali 14 and a half minutes. Again, that's an awful lot to do with his very important PK time there. But the third line, like Fraser Minton, a solid 14:36. Tanner Jeannot 13:52. AC Mon, sorry, I said he was just under 11 minutes. Kastelik at 12:08. All good numbers, all solid. I mean, even on the defensive side of things, McAvoy led the way with just over 22 and a half minutes. And then the next closest was 21:59 was Zadorov. So nobody got overly taxed in this game, but as you said, let's stay away from those penalties, please. Those, you're not going to get a game where you give the Washington Capitals 5 power plays and skate out of there with a victory often.
No, and I thought about it as we're talking about this, is your month, you've got 13 games in 21 days, and if you start doing that on a consistent nightly, it's just really hard. it's just really hard to come back for the game tomorrow night. And then you've got Buffalo 3-4. It just, the legs defending that much is just, it's just so much harder than being on the other side of it. So that'll be when they're saying not perfect, I think that'll be a big point of emphasis here in the next couple of days.
Yeah, I think there were a couple giveaways. Again, I talked about pucks going to the middle of the ice earlier. Didn't love that always. A few too many times they gave the puck up. I think of pressure, they gave the puck up a few times. That could be, just first game type stuff, but also if they can be a little cleaner in that regard, it would be good. Taking too many penalties, that doesn't help either. It tires people out, everything. Overall, thoughts on controlling middle of the ice. What do you think of neutral zone, and what do you think of middle ice control overall? I thought that was good. I didn't think it was great.
Yeah, I thought it was. I would have probably said really good before. I thought, because just the fact that we're early in the season, I think that their issue was more when they had the puck. I thought when they didn't have the puck, it was really, really good. When they had the puck, I don't think they were clean enough to break through Washington, which is they're really well coached. I love Carberry. I think he's a really good coach. So Washington's very organized as well, and the Bruins weren't good enough when they had the puck or when they were breaking out. I think that has to get better. There's no question. But I think when they were defending, or maybe it's just because of how bad it was at times. Like, I was losing my mind last season with the neutral zone. I really was, because it's just so hard as a goaltender to watch that happen and break down in front of you out there, knowing you're going to get smoked. Mm-hmm. So I'm bullish on that, just because it looked like it was hard for it just was hard for Washington to get through. There was no freebies for Washington tonight. So it could probably be better. Marco talked about it at the end of the game, where the F1 was in the bad spot a few times, but overall it was really difficult for Washington to play.
Yeah, I agree. They never seemed real fluid.
Comfortable.
Yeah, never totally, which is what you want these neutral zone systems to end up being. Again, it isn't always the prettiest, but wins are beautiful, right? Anyway,
I'd love to have McDavid and watch him every night, but let's win hockey games too.
All right. What do we expect then for tomorrow? We don't know. We haven't talked to Marco or anybody. I think you come back with Korpisalo. I know we talked the other day about it. I mean, it wasn't like Swayman had to go crazy, but why play him back to back this time of year, even though you're going for the home opener? You agree? I think you go with Korpisalo.
Yeah. I don't think there isn't a scenario in my head that would have put Swayman in tomorrow night after playing tonight.
Yeah.
He gets Saturday night at home,
and then Monday at home.
He can have his little home opener then.
Yeah. We'll see if everybody's healthy. Hopefully everybody is. I'm curious. I don't think I would say this person should come out of the lineup, right, for any means. But on the other hand, I'd be curious to see in a back-to-back if they want to get one player involved, perhaps that didn't play. Your scratches tonight were Beecher, VL, and Jordan Harris.
Yeah, I don't think you do because of the home opener scenario. I think you the next time there's a back-to-back, if this lineup sticks all the way through next weekend, I think is Saturday, Sunday, then you would see one jump in, but not with a home opener. These guys were the ones who made it. These guys were the last Ranger game. These guys were this team tonight. I think you're going to see the same winning, and you won. You won.
I get it. Yeah. All right. Anything else we need to get to that's imperative that we do? We could go through all the new guys. I mean, look, we noticed Hustadinov a few times. We talked about Gino out there. We already mentioned Asimont. There were some good plays made by everybody, really, at one point or another. I thought it was good. But anything you need to get off your morning brew chest before we wrap it up?
No, enjoy it. Let's enjoy it. We haven't. When was the last? I mean, frick, we might not have done a morning brew after a win since Christmas.
Legit, we might not have. I know.
I'm so happy that we didn't have to talk about a 5-1 loss. Like, I would have been really rattled if they got smoked tonight. I would have been.
Yeah.
So I'm happy.
Congrats to Marco Sturm.
Yeah.
And to all the guys on the Bruins, they get the win. Now they come back and they have to play the Blackhawks on Thursday night. Look for something. Razor and I are going to try and do a kind of a quick pregame brew early to mid-afternoon on social media. We're going to try and get that out. Not scheduled to do a show after the Blackhawks game, but don't forget, folks, we will be doing a live show on Saturday morning from 8 to 9 a.m. on WEEI. You can pick it up if you live locally, obviously. Everybody knows EEI. Or you can catch it on the app, too. You can go there and check it out and listen to us there again, live 8 to 9. And if you can't catch us from 8 to 9, soon after that, we will put that out as a podcast as well. So you'll get a morning brew with Jaffe and Razor Saturday. You get a Saturday brew all throughout the season. You're going to be getting one of those. But and then we have another morning brew coming on Monday after the afternoon game.
Again, the big thing, Saturday morning, you can call into the show, you can call the radio station, we can get some buzz going, and that's like question hour. So make sure you get up early Saturday morning and call us.
Take a listen and join in, and we'll enjoy that. All right. Boston Bruins win 3-1 to start the season. The 25-26 season so far is a success. Let's see what happens against the Blackhawks on Thursday night. In the meantime, everybody, enjoy the win and enjoy your coffee.